So you live in Ohio. You have a small business that also exists in Ohio. Does that small business that exists in Ohio have to offer your employees health insurance next year under the Affordable Care Act? I'm going to tell you right now. How's it going, everyone? I'm Joey Giangola with Giangola Insurance, and today we're going to talk about one simple question that a lot of small business owners still don't know the answer to, even though we are just months away from the Affordable Care Act firmly taking hold. That simple question is, do you have to offer your employees health insurance at the start of 2014 or 2015? The simple answer to that question is no. No business will have to offer their employees health insurance until 2015. That's as a result of the employer mandate being delayed one full year that you may have heard about just a couple months ago. But even on top of that, no business with less than 50 employees will ever have to offer their employees health insurance. There's the simple answer to the question that you have probably been seeking or unsure of for quite some time. If you have less than 50 employees, you are not required, even when the mandate is enforced, to offer health insurance to your employees. But not so fast. Every person in the country will have to buy health insurance as a result of the individual mandate, which was not delayed. So that means regardless of whether your company has a health insurance policy or not, you and your employees will have to get it or face paying a penalty for not having it. What are your options? What are the options for somebody who has less than 50 employees as far as their health insurance goes? Well, option number one is one that's been available to you pretty much forever, and that is you can buy a health insurance policy right now, a pre-Obamacare plan, if you will, to kind of avoid all the silliness that is forthcoming. Only problem with that is if you're buying an individual plan for yourself or for specific individual employees, is that for the next few months, it will still be subject to medical underwriting, or basically a evaluation of your medical history to determine if you're eligible to get coverage. Also, you still do have the option to buy a group health insurance plan for the company. That process is guaranteed issue, and there is no medical underwriting for that. Your second option is to allow your employees to go seek coverage through Ohio's upcoming health insurance marketplace. That marketplace is set to kick off on October 1st and will be guaranteed issue, and people will receive subsidized coverage based upon the amount of money that they make. If you or your employees meet those income requirements, you will be eligible to have health insurance that is partially paid for or subsidized by these tax credits and subsidies. What it means for your business? Well, it means you have absolutely no financial responsibility for paying for or facilitating that coverage. However, you would be able to offer your employees a set dollar amount to cover whatever costs that you might feel reasonable or justified. That means you could say, I'm going to give you $200 for your health insurance, or whatever the amount is that you might want to. Option number three, you can buy an Affordable Care Act approved group health insurance plan. So basically that means you would just be waiting to buy a plan until all this kind of stuff happens, when most of it is really focused on the individual market. And I mean, there will be some changes on the group end, but primarily the biggest changes will occur in the individual market in these marketplaces that are, coming up here soon. And number four, you can do nothing. I obviously don't recommend that, and that is, probably my least favorite option on that list. If it was not, then there'd be problems, but it's definitely not my favorite option on the list. And the reason is because if at the very least, if you do nothing else for your employees throughout this entire reform process, you should be able to point them in the direction where they will be able to obtain this coverage, simply because they have to have it. And for whatever reason, again, in this country, it is tied to your workplace for looking towards having health insurance. So if you're not going to provide it, you can at least show them where to get it. Again, just have that be one less thing that they have to worry about dealing with. Because if they don't get it, then they're going to be subject to a tax penalty if they don't have it. It's going to make their lives easier, which in turn is going to make your company perform better. So again, if you are truly a Ohio small business, then little is really going to change for what you have to do as far as health insurance goes, outside of buying it for yourself. Don't let anyone try and confuse you or tell you otherwise. What you're going to want to do next, and there's two things. The first is you can go ahead and download our free guide, How to Understand Ohio's Health Insurance Marketplace. This is going to walk you through all the information that you do need to know about the upcoming marketplaces, whether it's going to be right for you and or your employees, and how to determine if that's the case. Again, if you want to do that, you can click right here on this ebook, or there is a link right below in the video's description. However, more importantly, what you're going to want to do, and I would encourage this strongly, is to contact me for your very own Ohio health insurance marketplace evaluation. Basically, just let me talk to you about your situation, your company, what's going to work best for you, and that will go a long way to help you determining where you need to be, where your company needs to be, and ultimately, again, helping you facilitate just that information to your employees. If you want to go ahead and do that, there is a link below in the video's description. So again, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I know health insurance is not the most riveting topic, but guess what? It's going to be very important to you here coming up, and there's a lot of things that you need to know. And of course, as always, I am Joey Giangola with Giangola Insurance Agency. Take it easy, everyone.